Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo. I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available in the fall of 2022. Shimmy Shimmy. The album launch. Cover Lover. The concert, the tour with Gabby Hanna. Dad, AF. Rock on, gold dust, woman. Boost! All right, let's get into today's video. How are you guys doing? Happy Friday. Welcome to the weekend. I hope you guys are having an amazing beginning to your weekend. Okay, so I don't really know how to start this video, all right? I kind of just was looking at everything. Well, first of all, let me explain to you, when I sit down and make a video, I know you guys are like, well, you just see a picture on Instagram and then you just kind of go with it and give your 2 cents. Well, yes, that's true. Sometimes I do. But often what I do is I kind of pull all my receipts together. So like, for example, here in my phone, I have, like, here is Dennis's, Def Noodles. This is his social blade. And then I have some tweets of his that he put out and whatever. And then I was looking at YouTube videos of his. And I kind of just sit down and I kind of look at all of it. And I kind of just have a informed opinion going into the video. And then I sit down and it's just a one and done. That's typically what I do in my videos, right? But this topic, I feel like, goes all over the place, and I really, to be honest with you, September 1st will be 6 years that I have been doing covering drama or commentary, gossip tea, whatever you want to call it, on YouTube. And I really, to be honest with you, I have never witnessed something like this before. Never, never. I mean, I've seen a lot of supposed cancellations. I've seen a lot of people take themselves down. I've seen a lot of people make, exits or take hiatuses off of YouTube for a while. I have never witnessed what I am witnessing from Dennis. Like, I've never seen this before from any YouTuber before. And I don't know if it's arrogance, ego, and pride. I don't know if there's something else going on. I don't know if it's a marketing scheme. I'm really so confused. And so let me tell you the reason why I am making this video, okay? Is because for a very, very long time, from probably the point that he started doing drama commentary for about a year, I would say, I was a fan of Dennis's. I really liked what he did on his channel. And I felt like he was doing something that was a little bit different than the rest of us, like, he wasn't just a drama commentary channel, and he wasn't like a Keemstar or a Philip DeFranco, even though he sat behind a desk. It was like his videos were shorter, and he was like, it was very kind of tongue-in-cheek, covering the YouTube drama, and so it was like you could get the information about what was going on with the YouTube drama, but at the same time, like, it was done in a lighthearted manner, and it was kind of funny, haha. Did I think that he was the world's greatest comedian? No. Did I think that he had a good sense of humor in covering the topics that he was covering? Yes, I did. And so I really liked what I was watching. So, but I wasn't that invested in the life of Dennis. Like, he wants to keep on talking about this word parasocial, which talks about the audience's relationship with an entertainer. Listen, okay, I haven't drank for 27.5 years, but if y'all want a new drinking game, watch Dennis's videos where he covers the tweets and the comments that he got. And if you drink every time he says the word parasocial, or you drink every time he tweets out the word parasocial, you're gonna be drunk real quick, okay? It's like the catchphrase of Dennis Def Noodles, right? Dennis the Menace. I mean, it truly is. I mean, he uses the word parasocial to the point ad nauseum, right? So, a couple months ago, I started seeing that a lot of people were being really critical of Dennis. And I had kind of just like, I would catch a video of his here and there, probably like the rest of us. It was like, I at that point wasn't, I was coming back to YouTube. I was doing my own thing. I hadn't really been keeping up with the drama for several months. So I was just kind of catching on, and people were saying things about Dennis, and I didn't really understand it. And to be honest with you, I really wasn't that invested in it to go and deep dive and do all this kind of stuff. Then I saw all of this stuff that came out about him saying that Papa Gut looked like a pedophile. And all these people were defending Papa Gut, and all these people were coming for Dennis, and Dennis wasn't backing down, all right? And then this kind of morphed into this whole thing in the last couple weeks, really in the last 2 weeks, where Dennis has full throttle, not backed down, and is saying that he is refusing to back down, okay? And is really coming hardcore, like on Twitter and in his videos and everything else. And I have to tell you, I'm so confused by what is going on. I really, really am. Because it's like, you know, I love the phrase read the room because I think it's so apropos to like life in general. Like, you know, like if 10 people around you in a room of 10 are telling you the same things, okay, it's like maybe take a look at that. Like you don't have to agree with it, but maybe at least take a look at it and see if there might be some truth to what people are telling you. Because this is the thing, okay? Dennis hides behind this guise that he is an entertainer. But then he also says he doesn't care who follows him. He doesn't do this for the following. He doesn't care who this is, and it's this parasocial weirdness he keeps on talking about, that people are demanding things from him and whatever. But if you're an entertainer, and your job, by definition, is to entertain, okay, then wouldn't you want to be putting out content that is entertaining people instead of constantly drawing a line and defining the difference between real fans and fake fans? Because that is now what he is doing, okay? He is constantly calling out fake fans and saying his real fans understand his humor. Well, I don't know about what he's seen and what he's not seen, but I can tell you in going into these videos that I watched, I was reading the comments while I was watching it. It's literally, you guys, like, the top 100 comments are all like, Dennis, please take a look at what's going on. Dennis, this is horrible. Dennis, like, you can't take no accountability. And each one has like 200 likes, 800 likes, 600 likes. I mean, he is unwilling to back down. And he's like, listen, I'm building my dreams. I'm building a comedy club. I'm building this. And he's like, I'm building a comedy club and I'm going to do these roasts with, and he says, I could not believe this. In this video that he did, hold on a second. In this video, which is called Addressing the New Allegations, he says in there, okay, that he's built this dream, everybody's trying to tear him down, this wall that he has, this new space that he has is all because he went out and did this. You know, 3 years ago, he was on food stamps. Congratulations, I think that's great. You know, I think that's great that you built your dreams, you know? But you don't have to tear people down in the wake of all of that. The people that have built you up and supported you along the way, you don't have to take them down with you, right? At the you know, expense of not being willing to listen to any constructive criticism whatsoever. Because the real fans, your real friends in life are the people that will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, okay? Your fake fans are the ones that are kissing your ass. And I'm sorry, you don't want to believe that, but that's the truth, okay? My best friend, Tanya Jean, she tells me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear. And that's how I know that she is my ride or die, okay? Listen, I've had enough kiss ASS friends in my life to know the difference. And you should too by 37, okay? And let's just call it for what it is. You know, now it's coming out and he's saying, you know, that like he didn't want to address the age thing at all except for making fun of it. So he got called out because in interviews in the past, he said that he was like in his 20s. Now it's been found out that he was 37, okay? Well, let's put this into perspective a little bit. At 37, since I got sober at 22 and a half, at 37, or 37, I was 15 years sober, okay? And I had already had a 13-year career that I had resigned from and left. 13-year career, okay? Had already been in 2 long-term relationships. And so, and knew well enough how to interact with people that I wouldn't have taken to in a video and just like come at my entire audience. One of the very first rules of YouTube that I ever learned from somebody that taught me this was, don't ever fight with your audience. Don't ever argue or fight with your audience because they're the people that are generous enough to come and watch your videos. And if you're saying by definition that your job is to entertain, then why are you fighting with the people that want to be entertained? I really do not understand it, okay? At the expense of saying, I'm gonna do what I wanna do, F you, I don't care, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so before I've gotten way ahead of myself. Okay, so let's get into some of these tweets really quick, okay? So, let me go back. First of all, he has lost 20,000 subscribers just in the last 28 days, okay? And is continuing to lose. Even though he says he doesn't care about that because it's not about the numbers and it's not about the followers to him. He even says that on here at one point. He says, I don't do this for a follower count. If you think that, then you're not a real fan. And are in fact looking to follow clout chasers who will do anything for a like or a follow. I'm here to do whatever the F I want. If that translates into followers, then cool. If not, I don't care. You know, I made this comment yesterday in my video talking about Shane Dawson, this kind of like, I don't give an F attitude. And I said that that's arrogance, ego, and pride. And somebody commented on the video and they said, no, that's actually confidence. No, it really actually is not confidence, okay? Confidence is when you are sure of what you are doing and you know that you are making good choices for yourself. It's not a go F yourself attitude, okay? Confidence and go F yourself are not in, they don't live in the same street. I'm sorry, they just don't, okay? Cockiness and go F yourself live on the same street. So, you know, when people are saying to Dennis, hey, you're losing a lot of followers, those are people that are concerned about Dennis. They're saying, hey, listen, like, you got to do something. You got to switch this up because what you're doing isn't working, you know? Because now what he's talking about is that he's hosting this roast, this comedy club that he has built, okay? And he said in this video, this is what I was getting to. He said in this video, in addressing the comments or whatever, the new allegations, he said in there that he had some of the best comedians in LA. I'm just going to pause on that for a second, okay? Some of the best comedians in LA. Now, I'm somebody that keeps up with comedians, okay? And I went and I looked at each one of these comedians because he's linked them all on his Twitter. And you can go look at their Twitter, okay? And I think the person that has the most following, and this doesn't mean that you're not the greatest comedian. I'm just saying, okay? But the person that has the most has like 1,000. He like, one of the people that he has that he like gave a free like roast spot to, like literally has no followers whatsoever and has never tweeted out. Okay, fine, but they've had their Twitter up for 2 years. These people I've never heard of before. I mean, I've never heard of any of their comedy stand-up or anything like that. That's not to say, and I don't want to take anything away from their dreams, and I don't want to take anything away from their talent of being a comedian. They might be fantastic. All I'm saying is, don't get in a video and say you have some of the finest comedic talent in Los Angeles when nobody's heard of these comedians. Get in a video and say, I'm giving comedians that are fresh and are just doing stand-up and want to make a name for themselves, I'm giving them that opportunity because quite frankly, I think that's a better look and the truth, okay? I think that's a better look because what it says is, I'm opening this comedy club and I'm doing these roasts to give a new generation of comedians and comedy, you know, an outlet to show their talent. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that, but to say you're having some of the finest comedians in LA when nobody's heard of these people, like, that makes you look like a fool, and quite frankly, by association, it makes them look like a fool too, and that's not fair to them. It really is not fair to them, you know? And then he wants to brag about how many tickets he sold to this roast, what this comedy, we haven't seen any pictures of this comedy club. He didn't say how many tickets he sold to this comedy club. He didn't say anything about it, okay? Just arrogance, ego, and pride. So then, hold on a second, let me get back into my things. So then he goes in, and this was like a week ago, somebody says, you want to educate others on comedy so we can understand your jokes. Genius. And he responds to this. Now, when I saw this, this is when I was like, okay, this is the end of Duff Noodles right here. Like, this is, if he continues down this road and he acts like he does not care, which he doesn't, because he doubles down on this, this is the end of Duff Noodles right here, okay? And he backs us up and he retweets this and he says, go educate yourself at the end of the barrel of a loaded shotgun. Now, when I tell you how many influencers, how many commentary channels, how many people in general, how many fans, former and present fans of Duff Noodles were like, dude, like, this is not a good look, okay? This is not a good look. Just to come out, like, several days later, okay, and tweet out that he did a video addressing this apology or his apology for that tweet, right? When you go into the video, which that video is called, hold on a second, addressing the tweets that got me canceled, he takes no responsibility for it whatsoever. He puts it at the, like, very end of the video and basically says he thinks people should be told that more often. And I am like, at this point, I am like, dude, you've literally lost your mind. Like, you have lost your mind at the expense of you thinking that you are always right. In this video, the second one, he goes into this thing about how he He is one of the most, I couldn't believe he said this. He was like, I am one of the most prolific, something like, I'm just paraphrasing, prolific and profound influencers that there has ever been, and I am rising to the top, and I will continue to rise to the top. I have worked with all of these influencers that have tens of millions. He said something like, some of them have 10 million subscribers. Who, girl? Who? Shout it out. Say it. I want to hear who it is, okay? Talk about it. Tell it. Say who it is, okay? You're quick to say all these things. You're quick to call people out on your channel. You're constantly quick to do that. But you don't want to call out these people, all these people that have helped you, or all these good things that you do, okay? But you're quick to call people out as a commentary channel. Yeah, that's rich. Okay. I mean, seriously, give me a break. So then he goes in with these tweets, and the tweet ends up getting deleted, right? So he says, tweets got taken down after getting mass reported. But here's the replay. Now, he didn't say the tweets got taken down by Twitter, but he implies it, okay? And so then underneath there's this thing, and people are like, did it get taken down or did he take it down? And somebody's like, no, he took it down, and they linked it to this thing that says this tweet was deleted by the tweet author. So he acts like Twitter took it down, and at this point, I'm kind of like, I really think this is all about him wanting to sell these tickets, because he came out and he said, sold out these tickets. People said it wasn't fast enough, but I sold them out in 3 days. Or who cares? Nobody knows how many tickets you sold. Was it 20? Was it 40? Was it 10? Nobody knows. Nobody knows the comedians. Nobody knows what this space looks like. Hey, congratulations on you achieving your dreams. I think that's great, okay? At the expense of hurting how many people? Like, that's what I don't understand is, like, why, like, you think that it's okay to, like, hurt all these people and put out all this offensive stuff, including your fans that have helped get you to the point where you even have the ability to build a comedy room. Can we talk about that for a second? That if you hadn't, because he said in there, I never planned on blowing up on YouTube. I never planned on getting famous. It just happened as a result of the pandemic and, you know, yada, 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 and this is what I'm doing now, right? Okay, but you did blow up. You did, and you have a really great following of people that support you. I mean, I can't tell you how many comments I got on my last video that I did about Dennis, where people were like, I loved Dennis, but I just can't follow him anymore. Like, it's too much. I've unsubscribed, on and on and on, right? Okay, so these are people that did follow you. These are people that did line your pockets with money that got you to the point where you now can afford to buy a comedy club and have a roast place and all this kind of stuff. Can you be thankful at least to those people that got you where you are? Oh, and then what he says is, you don't have to watch my videos. It's free content. Okay, we all know that. I can't stand that when YouTubers say that. I cannot stand, like, this is one of my biggest pet peeves. People ask me all the time, like, what are your pet peeves about YouTube? I don't really have pet peeves about YouTube. I really don't. Do I have some things that bother me? Like their checking process takes too long? Sure. Or like sometimes an upload gets stuck? Yes. Okay, whatever. There's millions and millions of channels. Those things are gonna happen. But the fact that there is this website, okay, that anybody in the world can post videos to and possibly make money or make a career or have a following off of is just phenomenal. Can we talk about that for a second? You know, that 6 years ago, I never knew this was my life. I'm so incredibly thankful for each and every single one of you that tune in on a daily basis. Thank you. Like, you have made this man's dreams come true. I'm so thankful for that. So when YouTubers say that, like, I'm giving you free content, you don't have to watch it. No, you really aren't giving them free content because you're making quite a bit of money off the AdSense and the sponsorships that you're doing. So let's not act like you're not making any money off of that. Let's not act like when you sit down and you're talking about, you know, whatever you're talking about in a video that you're not making money off of that. Because you are. So when YouTubers say, I'm giving you free content, no, they're not. It's not free content. They're making quite a bit of money, and a lot of them make really good money off of it. So anyway, so this goes on and on and on, and then he retweets this, the shotgun one, and he says, people need to be told to go to effing hell more often. We'd have a much better world if these weirdos were put in their place. So, you know, in a world of violence that we're living in right now, this is what he tweets out and thinks that this is okay. Like, seriously? You have a platform where you could, you know, where you could really push peace and positivity, and this is what you choose to put out under the guise of comedy? I'm sorry to tell you this. Your jokes are not landing. They are not funny, and you're not going to be on Comedy Central anytime soon, okay? Not even as a guest appearance on Beavis and Butthead. So you need to end this right now because this is not funny and this is damaging. So anyway, there was more that went on and goes on and on and on. He says, I'm far beyond from giving an F. I'm so far from beyond from giving an F that I'm monetizing the hatred that all the trolls and the bandwagon haters have been aiming at me. So keep doing your thing, trolls. I'm going to keep doing mine. The only difference is that I'm making off you. So now he's saying that he is going to make money off the trolls. The trolls who are really the former fans that are saying, hey, Dennis, settle down, okay? We're worried about you. We loved what you were doing. Change is good. Change is fine. But this is like drastic, okay? You're coming for people. You're putting out really hurtful things. Like this is not okay. And this is not comedy. And this is not funny, okay? And he doesn't want to say it at all. So then what he does is, hold on. This is really great, right? In the last week, I'm not even going to get into all this, okay? We know that there's been other YouTubers and people on Facebook and Instagram that have been deplatformed, okay, for what they've put out. So he is going to monopolize on this, okay? He's going to monopolize on all of this, and so he starts putting this out. He's putting it out like every 3 hours. Hold on a second, let me get to this. Where's my pictures at? Here it is. So right here, I'm not putting any of this up because I don't care that much, okay? He says, I mean, I care, but I don't care to include 15 pictures in here. This red picture with a link to his Patreon. He now has a Patreon, okay? He doesn't care about likes and followers and money, but he now has a Patreon. Seriously, okay? Is that a joke? Is that one of these jokes we're supposed to get? That you want us to pay you money for your really bad jokes that nobody gets because you're not willing to listen to your audience that you supposedly are entertaining as an entertainer, but you don't want to take responsibility for any of the bad jokes that you're putting out because you don't care what anybody thinks, even though your job is an entertainer to entertain, but you don't care about the people that you're entertaining? Is this one of those jokes? That's a good joke, okay? I think I'll keep my money. So anyway, he says, there is a concerted effort from numerous creators to deplatform me. If you enjoy the content, make sure to sign up for my Patreon. We're not going anywhere. Now, I have been watching this for the last 2 to 3 weeks, okay? I may not be the world's biggest expert on what is going on with Deaf Noodles, but I can tell you right now, I haven't seen anybody try to deplatform him, okay? I've seen people say they aren't going to watch him anymore. I've heard numerous fans say, I'm not down with this anymore, and I'm going to prove it to you in a second. I have seen a lot of people come for him for the tweets that he's made, but I haven't seen anybody talk about trying to deplatform him, okay? In fact, the real joke is, I don't think anybody cares enough to try to deplatform him. Nobody's going there. So he's using this whole thing on the day of his first roast, okay, of which now what's going to happen is he's going to say, I recorded my roast, the first day of the roast. It's over my Patreon. You can go over to my Patreon if you want to see the roast. This is how he's going to make money off his Patreon, right? This is his businesses he says he's run. He has all these, he keeps on talking about all these businesses. I have all these businesses. I'm in a business meeting. Okay, Romy and Michelle in your business meetings with your business ladies lunch. I don't want to hear about your business ladies lunch. I don't care. What businesses do you run? You're not even getting enough views on YouTube to make any kind of real income to afford to have he has offices and buildings and business. What buildings, girl? What? I mean, this is all such a joke to me. It is, I mean, is this the joke? Is this like installation art? Is this performance art? I mean, I am so confused. And the saddest thing to me is, like, seriously, I liked Dennis. I liked what he was doing. I liked his commentary. I thought he really had something, you know? I mean, I sat there and watched him and I thought, like, this guy is like, could be like the next, I don't know, like late night guy kind of thing. Like, you know, like, I mean, I don't know. It's just so sad to me that he's standing in the way of his own success because he believes he is so right, you know? I'm 50 years old. There's a lot of things in this world that I have really thought I was right about, you know? And I look back on my life and I think you weren't. You know, you were absolutely 100% wrong. And you gotta take responsibility for that stuff, and you gotta just look at it and say, going forward, I'm gonna be more open to what people have to say to me. I'm gonna be more open to the people that really care about me. I'm gonna stop saying people are fake friends and fake fans, you know, and really take a look at maybe the people that are telling me the things I don't want to hear, because maybe those are the people that are saying things to me in nice ways, but are saying things I don't want to hear, are maybe the people that are saying the things I need to hear, you know? And that doesn't mean he can't have his comedy club and do the roast and all. He can do all that, you know? Okay, so apparently all these content creators are trying to get him deplatformed. I haven't heard of it. I haven't heard anything. I think it's a marketing scheme to get people to go buy his Patreon, because now he's posting this like every 3 hours. 88 people just signed up for my Patreon. That's his most recent tweet he posted. So then if you go over to these videos, let me get to these videos real quick, okay? Addressing the new allegations. Hold on. This is like a 19-minute video. I watched the whole thing. It's him standing there. He's extremely aggressive. He's talking about how he is like so happy. Like, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Like, do you see this wall? When he kept on talking about the wall, I was like, what's with the wall? Like, what about the wall? I'm so confused. Okay, girl, you got a wall. So do I. What's the point? I'm confused. You got a wall? You can see through mine. Does yours do magic too? I mean, I'm so confused, right? He's like, I got a wall. You see this wall? I didn't have it 2 months ago. Okay. You know, it's like, I'm so confused by all of this. And it's like, nobody is trying to be a dream killer and tell him not to kill his dreams. It's just like, dude, take a look at what you're doing. And he comes across as so aggressive, and he puts up all of these comments that he gets, right? And he literally like just attacks each person. And I'm watching this and I'm like, no, no, no. I remember being like 2 months into this deal, right? And I was talking to somebody and they said, don't ever argue with with your audience in your comment section. Don't ever take it up. And I've done it a few times. I have. Not today, Satan. I've done it a few times. And it never turns out well. Do not argue with the people in your audience. Allow them to have their say. Allow them to say what they want to say. They are the people, you are the people that make YouTube, because you are choosing to watch. And he goes, I don't care. Don't watch my videos. Well, girl, people aren't watching your videos. Your videos are at an all-time low, okay? You're losing subscribers. You're literally bleeding subscribers left and right, okay? You aren't gaining any new ones. Nobody cares. And I just have to tell you what I thought was really interesting when he talks about he's so pissed about getting called out, right? But I looked at this, what do you call it? This thumbnail that he just put. This is his newest video from 6 hours ago. Austin McBroom accused of using niece. And let me just show you the thumbnail. It says, bro is unhinged. Who is unhinged? Who? Now, come on. Zaddy. He calls himself Zaddy now. Who is unhinged? I'm not saying Austin McBroom isn't unhinged. I think we know he is. But, I mean, who is unhinged, Dennis? Seriously? Okay, so he goes in there and he argues. And he takes all these comments and he's fighting with people. And he says the word parasocial 600 times. And if this, I'm so tired of these parasocial weirdos and blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff, right? Then he comes out in the second video, and the second video is called Addressing the Tweets That Got Me Canceled. These are from 4 and 5 days ago, okay? And he doesn't address the tweets. He's aggressive again, and he's angry again, and it's all about, oh, there's 2 tickets still for sale at the end of the road. 2 tickets. This thing is so, like, you are selling out left and right that you got to announce in a video that you've got 2 tickets for sale. What? I'm so confused. So, I mean, just think about that. Just pause on that for a second, okay? So anyway, so he goes into this whole video and he doesn't even take any responsibility for the shotgun thing. He's like, I mean, he doesn't say like, I'm sorry, I said that, or I feel bad. He kind of does for the Papa Gut stuff, but he basically says, I'm sitting here watching this and I'm like, what is going on with this guy? Like, seriously? He's like, I mean, it's not illegal to say that somebody looks like a pedophile. It's not like illegal. Like, you're not going to get arrested for that. Like, and I'm like, you would be so pissed if somebody did that seriously. I mean, you would not think that that was comedy. And in fact, you're such a whiny 37-year-old that what you did was you went and took this man's picture of him crying, okay? And then you threw it up on a t-shirt because you couldn't just handle being wrong about something and coming out and being like, yeah, that was probably a wrong move. How about that as a grown adult, just taking some responsibility, you know? Then he goes in this whole, like, the shotgun tweet thing, and he doesn't take any responsibility for that either. And he just goes in this whole thing about, like, if you don't like to watch my videos, don't watch my videos. Okay, I'm not going to watch your videos. I haven't for a while anyway, except for these two, because I wanted to find out what was going on. Hold on a second, it's going to stop. I needed to do my research, so I watched these two videos. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching this and I'm like, this is sad. Like, this is really sad. Like, this is literally somebody just destroying their career. Like, just throwing everything away. And he was like, you know, before I did YouTube, I wanted to do commercials and whatever and all this kind of stuff. Okay. You know, like, is this 1980? Were you going to do like a Tony Perm ad? Like, I mean, what's going on here? Like, I'm so confused by all this. You know, it's like, you know, were you going to do a Duncan Hines commercial in somebody's kitchen? Like, that was your dream. And then all of a sudden you're working with YouTubers and influencers that have 10 million subscribers, but you don't say who they are. And he's like, and if you knew what I know behind the scenes, but you don't because of your parasocial weirdness with me, basically saying you all are obsessed with me. It's very Regina George. Like, why are you so obsessed with me? It comes across that way, you guys, and it is so alarming. I'm just so confused by it. I really am confused by it, you know? So I don't know. And it's like, is this the real Dennis? I mean, has this been Dennis all along and we just didn't know it? He toned it down a little bit, you know, for that. And anyway, so if you go underneath these videos and you read the comments, now I'm just going to read you guys the top comments, okay? Well, the top comment is his pinned, so you could get tickets to the roast battle. But then the very top comment, which has 228 likes, says, Def, you've got a real blind spot. These are fans, not devotees. I've enjoyed your content for a couple of years, but it's not unconditional adoration. If you're getting pretty unanimous feedback, listen to it. That's the way the world of entertainment, and especially comedy, has been since the get. Very nice comment, right? Next one. Def, I'm a comedian. Def, I'm so happy. Also Def, aggressively tells off his audience for 19 minutes with no punchlines, which is the truth. Okay, telling someone to hurt themselves is a disgusting thing to do to another human being. 257 likes. I'm just reading these down off the top comments, you guys. What an absolute slap in the face to anyone who has ever enjoyed your content. If there are hundreds of people telling you there's a problem, not just one or two, then maybe, just maybe, Dennis, the issue lies with you. Also, I am genuinely concerned about your comedy club. It does not look like it can hold more than 15 people safely, and goes in this whole thing. Okay, someone said, this was sad to watch. I remember finding your channel, being so happy to see a fellow Brazilian doing so well and making such lighthearted, funny content during this pandemic. It was a safe space, and I came here to forget all the shit happening in the world. Criticism is not hate. The energy is just so heavy and exhausting, and I, for one, just feel dismissed. I truly wish you success and hope you're happy in this next chapter. I had a good ride. Good luck, Dennis. Or good luck, Dennis. And that has 302 likes. I mean, these are not fake fans. These are nice people. These are nice, you know, coming here. Somebody said, it's draining watching this decline and being completely dismissed. Wish you the best of luck, man. After years of you being my morning routine, I'm going to go ahead and go. We're not all just fake fans, Dennis. 858 likes, you guys. And somebody under here says, completely agree. I was a diehard fan, but I just can't keep watching him destroy himself. It's like a completely different person now. Time to turn off notifications and move on. Someone said, yes, yes, yes. Someone said, this is absolutely how I feel. Also, very sad. He was a part of my morning routine as well. Now I'm all effed up. Somebody says, this comment sums it up perfectly. Unsubscribe finally today after a few years of watching daily with my morning coffee. This whole thing has been weird for the last couple of weeks, but this video is officially the cringiest thing I've ever seen. I'm out. I mean, these are real fans, you guys. Real fans that are commenting on Dennis's videos and saying, like, they just can't do it anymore, you know? And Dennis saying that these are fake fans because they don't understand his humor, you know? Then what you did was you lied to your fans for 2 to 3 years. It's not about not changing, okay? And I say this on a regular basis with people. You know, I say this, I've said this a lot to a lot of YouTubers or about a lot of YouTubers. You gotta bring your audience along for the ride, okay? You can't just slam them in at the last minute and be like, here's the change, get along with it or get out, okay? You can't just do that. And that's, like she said, dismissive. That is so dismissive of your audience that has been there and has built you up and has supported you for all this time. You know, what were you putting videos out if you didn't care about people watching it? Like, that would be my question, is if you didn't care about your audience and you didn't care about entertaining your audience the way that they wanted to be entertained, why did you put out videos? And didn't you just say in that 6-hour live stream that you talked about Papa Gut and all that stuff, and Adam McIntyre was in there, all that kind of stuff, didn't you say you couldn't change your content immediately because your audience wouldn't understand it, which you still haven't, because you're still doing YouTube drama. You just put an Austin McBroom video out today, okay? But you said your audience wouldn't understand it. The same audience that you're now telling you don't give an F if they watch you or not, that they can leave and go find somebody else. That same audience is the audience that you're pandering to by making these YouTube drama videos. I'm not buying it, okay? I think you really need to take a look at what is going on, because your career is about over. And it's very, very sad to watch. But at this point, when somebody is doing this to their own career, I don't know if it's sad or if it's almost just kind of like, I mean, somebody said cringe. It is. I mean, watching those videos, I was like, this is not it. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.